Hi class, today we are in Saxon Book 3, Lesson 37, and today we are going to practice estimating length and distance. So, in this lesson, you are going to need to choose 6 objects to measure at home, but there's some guidelines to these objects. If you notice the chart behind me, 2 of these objects we are going to measure in inches. So they should be small, something that you can measure with less than a foot, inches, okay? 2 of them we're going to measure in feet, so they want to be a little bit bigger, and I'll show you what my examples are in a moment. And 2 of them you're going to measure in yards, so these 2 in particular are more likely to be a distance, like maybe the distance across your bedroom or the distance down your driveway, okay? So let's do a couple together. So the first thing I have chosen to measure is my little container of rice. We keep this to demonstrate what a pint is in my classroom, but we're going to measure the height of my container of rice. So before I measure it, I need to make a guess. So I know that an inch is about this big, and I'm looking at this. I'm thinking this is about 6 inches tall. So that's my estimate. We'll write the object, rice jar. My estimate is 6 inches. And now, let's measure it and find out. So make sure you're on the inch side of your ruler, and you're going to line up the bottom or the top if you want to do it top down. And oh, I'm so close. It is actually 5 3/4 inches. So I was just that much off in my estimate. So the actual length is 5 3/4 of an inch. All right. The next thing that I've chosen to measure is my marker, my Expo marker. That's a little bit shorter. I'm thinking this is about 5 inches. That's my estimate. So the object is a marker. My estimate is 5 inches. And now I have to actually measure it. So lining it up. Oh, I was just a tiny bit off there. I guess I should start guessing in fractions, huh? This is 4 3/4 of an inch. Okay? So the next thing that I'm going to choose to measure is supposed to be a little bit bigger because we're going to measure this in feet. Well, here we go. I'm going to measure the long side of my whiteboard in feet, and I'm guessing it to be, I think it's a little more than a foot. I'm going to guess that it's 1.5 feet. So, what am I measuring? The whiteboard. I'm guessing 1.5. Half of a foot is 6 inches. And then I take my ruler. There's 1 foot. So this is where it might get a little tricky because I might have to move my ruler. I'm going to put my finger right there at the 12-inch mark, my pointer finger there, and then I line my ruler up again, and it looks like it's 1 foot 4 inches, which is not a half. That's actually going to be 1 1/3. But since I don't expect you to convert that yet, I'm going to write 1 foot 4 inches over here. 1 foot 4 inches for my whiteboard, okay? The next thing I'm going to measure is my desk. And this is not actually my desk, it's a student desk. And let's see if I can turn it around so that you guys can see. I'll just take my ruler. From edge, there's the 12-inch mark. Oh, I forgot to make an estimate. Let's do that really quick. So I'm thinking the desk is going to be 2 feet. So desk, 2 feet. And now let's measure it again. Okay, there's our desk. We've got 12 inches right there. Oh, it's just shy of 2 feet. It would be about 1 foot, 11.5 inches is what it looks like. So 1 foot, 11.5 inches, which is just that much shy of being 2 feet. The next thing you're going to measure, you're supposed to measure in yards. So if you have a yardstick, that will probably get you the best measurement at home. Or if mom or dad have a tape measure somewhere, you could measure it using the tape measure, knowing that every 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. And you want to pick something long. So if we were here in my classroom, we would be measuring the length of the classroom, and then we might go out to the courtyard and measure the width of the courtyard. But pick something long and you measure it with your yardstick, just like you did with your ruler, where you lay it down and then you stick your finger at the end of the ruler, leave your finger put, and move the ruler. And then if we had an even longer object, we'd do that again, where you just line up ruler after ruler after ruler, okay? If you need to, you can use this to measure the yards. Just keep in mind 3 of these equal 1 yard, but it's going to probably be more accurate if you use a tape measure or a yardstick. Boys and girls, that is the end of this lesson. Once you are done creating your chart, have a homeschool parent check your answers for you. They might want to watch you while you're measuring to make sure that you're lining everything up correctly and doing it accurately. A big part of this type of measurement math is accuracy and working carefully. So make sure you're doing that as you use your rulers or your measuring tape. Once you finish making your chart and doing all your measurements, you may start your written practice, which begins on page 203 of your textbook. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.